by making a chain of 66, and you're going to add one more chain into the second stitch. From the hook, we'll go in with a single crochet and make single crochets in all the chains across. So at the end of the row you should have 66 single crochets. At the end of your single crochets you should have 66 stitches. So I went ahead and marked I marked my 10th stitch. I marked stitch 23, and I marked stitch 43, and then stitch 56. Okay, now we are going to begin on our half double crochet row. So you're going to chain 2 and turn your work. So into that very first stitch you go in with a half double crochet, and then you're going to half double crochet all the way to your first stitch marker. So at the stitch marker you are going to put in 3 half double crochets. 1, 2, mark that second one, and 3. So continue. You're going to make half double crochets to your next stitch, to your next stitch marker, I mean. So you're going to half double crochet into all those stitches up until the next stitch marker. In the stitch marker you go in with 3 half double crochets. 1, 2, you mark that second one, and 3, all in the same stitch. And you're going to do the same thing into this stitch marker and the last stitch marker. You half double crochet all the way to the stitch marker and place 3 half double crochets and 3 double crochets in the next stitch marker. So do that. I'll meet you at the end of the row. Coming to the end of my row. And I make double crochet into the last stitch. I'll chain 2 and turn my work, and then you'll make half double crochet into that very first stitch and half double crochet into each of the stitches up until the next stitch marker. and into the stitch marker you go in with 3 half double crochets. 1, 2, mark that second one, and 3, and then you continue with half double crochets into each stitch to the next stitch marker, and you're going to repeat that to the end of the row, placing 3 half double crochets into the stitch markers. So now you're going to continue making your half double crochets, placing 3 half double crochets into the corners for about until you have 6 inches. So I'll see you back when I have 6 inches. So here we are. I made 16 rows of half double crochet, and I have 6 inches. So for this next row, what we are going to do is we are going to make the armholes. So you're going to chain 2 and turn your work, and you're going to make half double crochets up to the first stitch marker. Okay, so you half double crochet into the first stitch and into the next all the way to the stitch marker. So I'm at the stitch marker. I'm going to take it out, and I'll make just 1 half double crochet into that stitch. I'll chain 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'll skip all these other stitches, and I'll half double crochet into that stitch marker. And then I'm going to continue making half double crochets all the way to the next stitch marker. I've arrived at the next stitch marker. I'll take it out, and I'll make 1 half double crochet into that stitch. I'll chain 6, and I'll skip all these other stitches in between, and I'll make my next half double crochet into that stitch marker. And then I'll finish off by making half double crochet into the rest of the stitches. At the end, I'm at the end of my row. I'm going to chain 2. Let me show you for a bit how this looks. So we just made armholes right here, skipping the middle stitches. Okay, for the next row you are just going to continue making half double crochets, including the chain stitches. So I made half double crochets, and I'm arriving my chain stitch. I'm going to make 6 half double crochets into each and every chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and then you half double crochet. Into the half double crochet you continue making half double crochet all the way to the next chain stitch, and you'll make 6 half double crochets into the chains, and from there you just continue making half double crochets until you have 40 stitches. So here I finished my 40 rows and I have 12 inches. So the next row we are going to make double crochets all the way to the end here. So I'd already chained 2 and I'm going to make double crochet into that first stitch, and then I will double crochet into each and every stitch across. So make 1 double crochet in each stitch and I'll meet you at the end of the row. So I'm arriving the end of my row. I'll chain 2 and I'll turn my work. So in the next row we are going to make 1 post double crochet, front post double crochet into the next 2 stitches. So I'm going to yarn over and make my first front post double crochet, yarn over and make your second front post double crochet. In the next 2 stitches you're going to go in with back post double crochet. In the next 2 stitches you go in with front post double crochet, and in the next 2 stitches you go in back post double crochet, and that's what you're going to alternate to the end of your row. 2 front post and 2 back post double crochet. I'll meet you up at the end of the row. At the end of the row I'll make my last front post double crochet. I'll chain 2 and turn. So into the first one I'll make a front post double crochet, and into the next one a front post double crochet, and into the front post double crochets we'll go in with back post double crochets. Front post double crochets, and back post double crochet in the next 2. So you're going to repeat this for a total of 5 rows. So after 5 rows of front post and back post double crochet, this is how your work is going to look like. And now we are going to work single crochets along this edge. Okay, I'll chain one. I'd already chained one actually, so the double crochet stitches will have 2 single crochets, 1, 2, and in the next 2 single crochets, 2 single crochets in the next. So basically the double crochet stitches get 2 single crochets. Two single crochets. So since you have since you have 5 rows of front post and back post double crochets, you'll have 10 single crochets along this edge. Now into that half double crochet, you go in with just 1 single crochet. So each half double crochet gets 1 single crochet. So go ahead and place 1 single crochet into each half double crochet all the way here. When you've reached the top of your cardigan, so I'm going to chain 1 and I'll turn my work. Now we're going to make the button holes. So here what I did is I placed stitch markers to where I'm going to create my my button holes. So into the first stitch I'm going to make a slip stitch, not a slip stitch, sorry, it's a single crochet, and then I'll single crochet into the next to the next 4. So in total I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I made 6 single crochets, and then I'm going to chain 3. I'll skip 1, 2, 3 chains, and I'm going to make a single crochet into my stitch marker, and then I'm going to single crochet into the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 stitches. So plus this one is going to be 10. Let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have 3 stitches left in the middle. I'm going to chain 3 and single crochet and skip the 3, 1, 2, 3, and I'll single crochet into that first stitch where the stitch marker was in. Then I'll single crochet again, one, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I'll have 3 stitches in the middle. I'll chain 3 and I'll single crochet, and then I'm going to single crochet again to the next 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Chain 3, skip the next 3 stitches, and then you single crochet into that. So go ahead and finish off making single crochets into the rest of the stitches. At the end of the row, you chain 1 and turn your work. So you're going to make single crochets into each and every single crochet up until the first chain 3. Into the chain 3, you're just going to go in with 3 single crochet. And that's what you do. You work single crochet into each and every stitch. Even in the chain 3, you only put in 3 single crochets. In the chain 3, 3 single crochets. And then you continue making single crochet. So when you arrive at the end of the row here, you're going to go into the last stitch up here with 2 single crochets to make a corner. Okay, and then you're going to turn and work single crochets into the neckline. Each stitch gets 1 single crochet. So place 1 single crochet into each stitch, not along the neckline, and we meet up at the corner here. When you arrive at that corner, you go in with 2 single crochets, just like you did on the other corner. To make that corner. Then we are going to go ahead and make single crochets all the way down. Make sure the stitches you have along this edge are the same stitches you have on the other side, okay? So this time there's no making of buttonholes. We're just going to go into each stitch with a single crochet. So go ahead and do that, and I'll meet you up at the end of the row. When you arrive the front post and back post double crochet, remember to always put in 2 single crochets into each of the double crochet. Okay, now you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. You're going to place single crochets all the way to the corner here. So single crochet into that first stitch and into the rest of the stitches across. So when you reach up here, you're just going to chain 1 and turn and work back down to make a total of 3 rows, just like we did on this side. So at the end of the row, you chain 1 and cut your yarn. Pull it through nicely. And this is what you should have. So you can go ahead and add your buttons. You sew them on. You attach your buttons. So for the next thing we're going to do is we're going to work on the sleeves. Find those 6 stitches in the middle right here and insert your hook in between the 6 stitches. Slip stitch and turn your work. So I'm going to chain 2 and I'm going to have double crochet 2 together. So insert your hook into the first stitch, pull through, insert your hook into the second stitch, pull through, and then pull through all the loops. Yarn over and have double crochet 2 together again. And then you're going to have double crochet into each of the stitches across all the way around until you arrive these stitches. So I'll meet you up there. When you're at the corner, of course, you're going to make 2 half double crochets together. And then you slip stitch on top of the first stitch you made. Chain 2 and turn your work. So at this point forward, you're just going to make half double crochets in rounds until you have the rows you want, or the length of the sleeve that you want for your cardigan. Okay, so I'm going to be working off camera and I'll let you do that too. And when we meet up, you should have the length that you need for the sleeves. You just go around making half double crochets, slip stitch, chain 2, turn and work in rounds. And you're going to do the same for the other sleeve. So let me go work on this sleeve. When I get back, I'll show you what to do next. So I made 20 rows for my sleeve, and now I'm going to make the front and back post double crochet. I'll chain 2 and I will turn my work. Okay, so before we continue, I'd already made one of the sleeves of camera, and I made 3 rows of the post and of the front and post double crochet. So I made 20 rows for my sleeve and I chained 2. I turned my work. Now I'm going to make double crochets into each and every stitch all around. At the end of the row, slip stitch to the first double crochet, chain 2 and turn. So now we're going to start on the front post and back post double crochet. Yarn over into the next double crochet. You will place a front post double crochet and front post double crochet in the next stitch. So we just made 2 front post double crochets. Yarn over and do a back post double crochet into the next 2 double crochets. Front post double crochet into the next 2 double crochets, and back post to the next 2 double crochets. Two front posts double crochets, and 2 back post double crochets. And you continue doing that, and we meet at the end of the row. At the end of the row, you slip stitch to the first double crochet, chain 2 and turn your work. So right here we are going to repeat this row for, I'd already worked this other sleeve, so I made, instead of 5 rows, I made 3 rows. Okay, so after chaining 1 into the first stitch, you're going to do a front post double crochet, and the front post double crochet from the last row, you go in with back post double crochet. Front post double crochet, back post double crochet. So repeat that to the end of the row. At the end of your 3 rows, you slip stitch to the first double crochet, chain 1 to secure your work, and cut your yarn. pull that yarn through, make it tight. So you go ahead and make the second sleeve, and then you'll be done. If you found this video useful, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel and give it a thumbs up. See you again in the next video.